Yo, what's going on today, guys? It is Rick here today with RR Sports, and my goodness, day one of the NBA playoffs was good, bad, ugly, and fantastic at other points. So we had some really good basketball, some really bad basketball. We're going to kind of go through every single game today, starting with the Nets game and ending with the Kings game in order. And we're going to kind of just talk about the main points in each game and what we think is going to happen going forward, along with a little bit of box score talk and some other parts of this. So if you guys want to pull the box scores with me, we can look at them together, make it a little bit of fun, and yeah, it's going to be a good time. So let's talk about it, guys. We had the Nets and 76ers starting us off today, and I think anyone that thinks the Nets have a chance in this series is crazy. I think personally, the 76ers just is a horrible matchup for them. Nick Claxton is a very good defender, and I think he can actually do a pretty good job on Joel Embiid. But for some reason, the Nets came out today and just said, we're going to double and sometimes triple team Embiid into not letting him beat us, which I think there is a way to do that, but they left so many people open that the 76ers role players like Tobias Harris, Tyrese Maxey, pretty much anyone off the bench, everyone came in and found success today. So basically, they would just double team him. He would make one pass, and then someone on the other side of the court was wide open, and they would just throw it to him and easy buckets. So it was a pretty close game, like a little more competitive than I thought, but it just ended up being like 5 points at the end of each quarter that they won the quarter by, and so they ended up winning by 20. So it was a good game. Mikal Bridges had 30. Cam Johnson had 18, so Suns boys representing. It was a solid game by them, but I just think the game plan was just not good. Like, Embiid still got 26 with 11 free throws. Like, you might as well just let Nick Claxton play him straight up, hold him to 25 to 35 points, and don't let the other guys on the team beat you, because they can lock down these other players. Like, Embiid, he's still going to get his. Like, he still got 26 today, and he can go out there and get that 40, 50-point game to beat you just 1v11 or whatever, how many players are on their team. But at the other part of it is, you can't make it easy for the guys that aren't great, you know? Like, that's just my opinion on it. I just think it was a bad game plan. Like, Mikal Bridges can't be your number one scorer on a winning team as well. So I think the Nets are just in a bad spot. Yes, Mikal Bridges is my favorite basketball player. I just think that personally, him being in a number one scoring role, he can do it because he's such a good basketball player and he'll do anything you ask of him. But his truly best role is going in there, locking down the best player on the other team, and being a 2 or 3 on the scoring. Like, that's how he plays basketball. Putting him in this advanced ball handling role, it truly is just not great, in my opinion. I'm super happy that he's been able to go into this role with so much success, and I think if you pair him with someone else, like, it could be really deadly. But at the end of the day, I just think the 76ers way better matchup. I see a 4-0, if not a 4-1 in this series. So pretty much how that game went. It wasn't too crazy. Kind of boring, to be honest. Next, we had the Hawks and Celtics. Where do I even start? Actually, I know exactly where to start. Trae Young. Trae Young, this is 100% on you. You are a veteran in this league now. Like, you have been in the league long enough to make these leaps and bounds to find your game. He just doesn't know his game yet. Like, there's nights where the Hawks go out and they put up 150 points because Trae Young played the way he can play and get away with at times. But then he has the nights like tonight. He shot 5 of 18, 16 points, 5 turnovers, 8 assists. Like, you just can't do that against a good team like the Celtics. The Celtics honestly didn't play that good tonight. And they were up 30 at one point. And yeah, some people are going to probably be like, oh, well, you're crazy. They played good. They dominated them, blah, blah, blah. Look at the box score. Jason Tatum, 10 of 23. Not horrible, not great. He only had 25 points. Jaylen Brown, 12 of 23. 29 points. Solid game, but big asterisks here. He had 6 turnovers. And he did that last year in the playoffs, and that's how they lost in the playoffs. And then, realistically, I would say the best player on their team today was Devin White. He went out and got 24 on only 13 shots. 7 of 13, got 7 free throws, 7 assists, like very efficient. And Celtics obviously rebounded better because the Hawks shot 17% from 3. But at the end of the day, Trae Young is the answer to the Hawks. If they want to even take a single game off of them, Trae Young has to play better. And it just ends at that. Like, period, end of story. Yes, there's some other players that needed to play better. Like, Javonte Murray went 10 of 25 shooting. Not good. Not good at all. But Trae Young has to be that guy. He just has to. He has to be ice into the veins, Trae. You know, like, he has to go and distribute the ball better. And I do blame it on coaching at this point. Like, at this point, you should be more consistent. Like, you've seen players like, I'm a Suns fan, so I think a great example of like developing and getting better at your game is Devin Booker. Over the years, he has just found his game, and he knows his game better than anyone. Jason Tatum for Celtics, he plays his game every single night when he has the opportunity. Like, Trae Young, you've been in the league long enough. You need to either A, stop shooting 3 so much because, yes, when it's not going, you just go ice cold from everywhere. Or B, turn yourself into more of a passing guard. Yes, you are a good scorer, but I think we've proven at this point that you're inconsistent. Like, you need to go watch some Steve Nash and learn how to be an efficient ball handling scorer when needed. I think that's how you can go with him. But like, they have so many good players around him that there's no reason that they shouldn't be winning more games. Like John Collins, he's a great power forward. Not like great as in like all-star, like all-pro, but like, he is a good player. Like, he can go out and get you 15, 20 a game easily. And they just ignore him. He went 5 of 7 tonight. Don't know why you wouldn't let him shoot more if he's going to be efficient all night. And then Hunter is solid. Like, he's still young. And then Clint Capella went 6 of 8. I think there's a big matchup there that they can really make a lot of way on with Capella versus Al Horford. He has a size advantage, like strength advantage, age advantage. I mean, Clint can dominate the paint. And obviously they can put Robert Williams in there to compete with him, but you're going to see a lot of Horford versus Capella in this. So I really would like to see them make those changes. But until then, I see Celtics 4-1 probably. I think the Hawks, maybe 4-2. I do see the Hawks shooting themselves to at least 1 win. Like, they'll just get really hot one night. But I don't think they're winning the series by any means. Next, we had the Knicks and Cavaliers. All right, this one's interesting. Very, very interesting. Because I think this is the biggest and best matchup of the entire first round. There's probably going to be another series out there that comes out and surprises us, like maybe the Warriors and Kings that we're going to talk about next. But like, on paper, the Knicks and Cavaliers is legitimately a 7-game series right off the bat. Like, if this doesn't go 7, I will be mind blown. So Knicks came away at the win tonight, 101-97 on Cavaliers home court, which is a massive win. I think it's the first opening series win in the playoffs for the Knicks on a road game since 99. 99. I was 5. So at this point, I think we saw kind of how these games are going to go. Jalen Brunson's going to have to put the carry pants on and dominate when he's on the court. He has to stay out of foul trouble, though. He got in a little foul trouble early. He stayed out of it the rest of the game. He is an aggressive defender. So he's smart enough. Like I said, like, he ended up figuring it out, but they need him on the court more than 30 minutes. Like, he had to come out early in the first half, and luckily the rest of the team picked up his pace. But other than that, like, Randall got 19 today. Mitchell Robinson did his thing. He's never going to score a lot. RJ Barrett played horrible, and they still won. That is like, when I look at the Knicks, usually they win and lose based on RJ Barrett's performance. Like, he's super inconsistent, kind of like in the Trae Young way, but like, he doesn't get the ball as much. So he went 2 of 12 today for 7 points and minus 13 when he was on the court. So really bad. Quentin Grimes has been really consistent for him. Really did nothing today as well. But this is why not a lot of people give credit to players like this, but Josh Hart, this was a fantastic pickup. And a lot of people talked about it just because it was like, oh, it's Jalen Brunson's boy from college. Like, they play together, won 2 national titles. Like, Josh Hart is like the basketball player you want on your team. Him the reason why that team won so many championships in college is they had players like Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges. They're just good basketball players. And look at tonight. Josh Hart was the literal reason why they won the game. 17 points off the bench and had a steal, 10 rebounds. Like, he's just such a good basketball player. His instincts are so good. And that pickup at the trade deadline was fantastic for them. So he's literally the reason why they ended up winning tonight. So that's pretty much how the game went. It was back and forth the whole time. Obviously, it was a 4-point game, and the lead changed a few times in the fourth quarter. Donovan Mitchell, very good game. Dude always shows up in the playoffs. Like, I think he tried a little too much today, though. I will say he shot 16 threes. I would like to see him take that down, try to spread out the ball a little bit more. He's going to play all the minutes. We've seen it in the past. He's going to play just about every single minute that he can in the playoffs. He is a stud. Darius Garland had a solid game too. He had 17. This was a anomaly for Darius Garland, though. Like, he only had 1 assist. Donovan Mitchell had 8. But I will say, as I was watching the game, Mitchell was handling the ball more than Garland, which it's usually 50-50. So that was interesting, something to see going forward. Allen had a big game under the rim. He had 14 and 14. So it's not like the Knicks played that bad. There's one guy, though, that is a huge piece to this Cleveland team defensively. And then also offensively, he has like the most dunks in the NBA this year, Evan Mobley. He went 4-13. That is the Mitchell effect. That is the Mitchell Robinson effect. That guy is so underrated. He is so good under the rim. Probably, if I were to put money on it, I'd probably say he's the best defending center in the league when it comes to like just straight under the rim play. Like, he's not great when you get him out on the wings and stuff, but like under the rim, Mitchell Robinson is a problem, and that's why this Knicks team is so solid all around. Like, Randall plays solid defense, Robinson elite under the rim defense, Brunson good defense, RJ solid defense, like Hart good defense. There's just a solid basketball team, and it's the first time we've seen it in a long time for the Knicks. And so we're going to see this go 7 games. If this doesn't go 7 games, I'll be literally mind blown. Somehow the Knicks like just run this series. I'll be mind blown. But great first game, super close. I would love to see the Cavs use Darius Garland more. I think that his game is just so fast and explosive that he opens up so many holes. Yes, Donovan Mitchell, you are that guy in the playoffs, but you can't do it yourself. Like, it's a team game, and as you saw tonight, like, you got to get your teammates involved if you want to let this happen. So that's that game. That series is going to be so good. I'm so excited for every one of those games. And then last but not least, guys, we have the Golden State Warriors and the Sacramento Kings. Thank you, Steph Curry, for scoring 14 in the fourth. Even though you lost, you made me $200. So let's talk about it, guys. Sacramento Kings take down Golden State Warriors 126-123. This game is weird. This is a weird game. I think everyone expected this to be a high-scoring series because the Warriors really haven't played that much defense this year. They've been without Andrew Wiggins for a while. But the rumors were he wasn't going to play in the playoffs. And then just a couple days ago, they're like, actually, he's going to play. And not only did he play, he came out and played 28 minutes. First time he's ever not started in an NBA game, too, which is another fun point. But he came out and played 28 minutes tonight. And to me, I was like, that is strange. Like, right off the rip, gave him 28 minutes. Like, he must have been working his butt off in the gym or something, and he just didn't feel right to play or something because, that whole thing that's going on with him is so screwed up. Ugh, I feel horrible for the guy. But he's back on the court. Very surprised to see with him on the court playing 28 minutes, seeing the Warriors defense still suck. So at this point, we have to make a couple assumptions here. We have to assume that we're to the point where the Kings are just a more young athletic team, and they're going to push the pace to tire out the older Warriors team. Yes, the Warriors just won a championship last year, but this Sacramento Kings team, they can tire you out. They are young, and De'Aaron Fox might be the fastest guard in the league. Him or Gilgeous Alexander, like, one of those two fastest guards in the league, and the way they maneuver the lane is so impressive. They draw so much attention in there and just find a way to be open. It's so impressive because like someone like me as a Suns fan, Devin Booker does it great, but in his own way. He does it like the Kobe style where you're hitting a lot of faders and stuff like that. These guys just go straight at him, and it's so impressive to watch every single time you watch them. But Fox had 38 tonight. The big one, though. The big one. Yes, Fox has done this pretty much all year. He's just been going off all year. Malik Monk, 29 minutes, 32 points, 14 free throws, 14 of 14 from the line. Whew, man, them Kentucky fans out there, you better be happy with what you're seeing. These guys are studs. So I want to point out that Sabonis had one of his worst games of the year, and they still won tonight. This Kings team has 2021 Suns vibes, where they could make some serious noise this year. If you're going to win with Sabonis going 5 of 17, he did get 16 boards still, 3 steals. Like, Sabonis is a great basketball player, but he went 5 of 17, and you still beat the Warriors. Dude. And looking at the Warriors side, Curry had 30. Klay Thompson had 21. Wiggins had 17. Jordan Poole had 17. So it wasn't like they didn't play well. It was a 3-point game. Score kept switching back and forth at the end. This is probably the best basketball game of the day. I mean, between the Knicks and the Cavs, like toss a coin up, I guess. But they were so good. And I mean, how many games do Steph and Klay hit 11 threes in their career and they lose? So that's the anomaly in this one, is that they won and Sabonis, arguably their best player between him and De'Aaron Fox, like they still won. That's crazy. So I'm super excited to see how this one plays out. It's looking like we're going to get a 7-game series in that one as well. So super excited about it. I cannot wait to see the rest of the playoffs. Tomorrow, the Suns play the Clippers to start off it. I need the Suns to start off hot. I just need it for like my soul. The city needs it. Like, yes, I'm a Suns fan, but as a basketball fan, I need to see it, guys. This city needs to win something at some point. Ugh, man. But so excited to keep this going, guys. If you guys are enjoying this series, make sure you guys do drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll keep talking basketball every single night. I love you guys. Peace out.